here? Or what you been up to? What you been up to? Man, I've been up in here getting my buzz on, messing with cake buzz. Your buzz on, oh, man, you're always up there. Let me tell you something. When I eat too much of this, I turn into the MFM. What is that? Oh! Woozy, get in my buzz on. Fake Buzz, 2701 Artesia Boulevard, Redondo Beach, California.
Woozy, buzz.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Fishbone on Willow. Woozy, let's check this sucker out. There's a little lime on it. Let's taste the shrimp. Fire. Oyster. Walter. Look at this fish just snapping right here. Woozy. Make sure you come to 321 East Willow in Long Beach, California. The Fishbone.
It's me, the mother. Man, I can never show you my true identity. But Cameron, let me see a poster. Woozy, Compton Mania. March 5th. Where you from? Be there. And ladies and gentlemen, join the mania by buying the merch. This shirt, where are you from? Special event, $35. Woozy. But let's take you back to the original. Compton Mania, $20. It's gone. But it's still here. And then the Compton Mania costs money. Credit or debit? Woozy, we got it in white and the original green. This right here is how you become Compton Mania certified. Woozy.
Are you looking to throw an event like this? Well, if so, don't look no further than the Swag Event Center, where you can have your birthday parties, your prom parties, graduations, repasses, gender reveals, baby showers, business meetings, and private events. Swag Event Center offers you the greatest amenities to add to your event bookings. There's the 360 photo booth. There's the iPad photo booth. There's the novelty furniture, from cocktail tables to king and queen chairs. Whatever your party needs are, make sure you schedule your next event at the Swag Event Center. Book now by calling 866-402-7745, 866-402-7745, or hit us on IG at Swag Event Center.
Welcome to Nana and Shawn episode 2. What is the deal, Nana Banner?
Well, I like those commercials. I want to go to the Cake Buzz and that Fishbone. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Swag. I don't know if I'm swag enough for the swag, but I'm
For sure. What's up, babe? Tyra's in the building. Oh, let me put this on the situation so everybody can see. Hey, what is the deal? That's Tyra. She says, "Hey, Nana."
Hey, Tyra.
So, Nana, like, you know, episode 2, we chilling. You like probably not even probably. You are like the biggest inspiration of my life. You know, you always encouraged me to go after my dreams and stuff like that. I know you had your dreams. We talked about last week a little bit of that. But this week, what's the word of the day, Nana? What is it?
I was thinking some of the stuff that I like to do to help me to have peace of mind is I found out that I like to write. And during COVID, they had this class for senior citizens over Zoom. And I started writing. I really love it. And this is something I was writing. I was really kind of down on Tuesday of this week. And so I went to my pen and paper, and I was writing. I'm actually writing to the Lord. And this is the title of it is What's Going On? And this is what I wrote. I said, that's the title that what I would ask the Lord every time I was going through anything. I wanted to know what God was doing. A lot of times I would be upset with God. I would talk to God and ask him, ain't I your child? I thought God should keep anything, any hurt from me, any pain, protect me from all danger and deceitful people, harmful situations. I was feeling like God was not on his job, at least when it came to me. The Bible said he is not a respecter of persons. God is not like earthly parents. God don't have favorites, or do he? I was feeling like God do love me, but do he care about me? And do he even like me? You know how you hear people saying, I like that particular person, but I don't like them. I said to myself, God don't like me. But let me tell you what happened. This is where I was feeling on Tuesday morning. But when I got to Bible study on Tuesday night, and we went over there to Psalms 34. And then they was reading it, and they got to Psalm 34, 19 through 22. And it says, listen to this. Am I still in camera?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it says, listen to this, starting at 19, it says, many are the affliction of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. He guards all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and those who hate the righteous shall be condemned. The Lord redeems the souls of his servants, and none of those who trust in him shall be condemned. So, you know what? I was feeling like a certain way that God was just, not in my corner. Then I read that and I said, you know what? God is in my corner. He's in any of our corners who are righteous, who love him, who are obedient to his word. And even though we're going through this stuff here, it's going to be all right because it tells us not one bone will be broken and we're going to come out on top eventually. So anyway, I was feeling down on Tuesday morning, but by Tuesday night, I was shouting and hallelujah and feeling good. God is good all the time. That's my message of the day.
Man, that's a powerful, great message. Also, Tyra said you look beautiful and vibrant.
Oh, well, thank you. I probably saw this orange I got on and the colorful. I was wanting to make me look fat though, because all these big prints, but that's okay.
Nah.
My mama used to say, what was it?
Fat, foxy, and fine.
Foxy and fine. and then I had a cousin. She was trying to copy. She would copy what they called my mom Mama Jenny, and so her name was Glenda. And so Glenda would copy what Mama said. Cause my mother would get up on it. She would even get up on the coffee table and dance. Y'all think that y'all got this boogie, this butt dance down, but Mama was doing it years and years before. But Mama would get on the table. So my cousin Glenda, somebody was talking about her. Glenda said, Mama Jenny was said, I'm fat, foxy, and fine. Glenda got up and she said, I don't care what y'all say. I'm fat, funky, and fine. Funky wasn't such a hot number, but she said, I'm fat, funky, and fine. That was Glenda, my cousin, Glenda Reed.
She put her own spin on it, huh?
She sure did.
Man, yeah. That's a powerful word, Nana. And like with that word, what I got out of it too is just things are going to happen, but by you just keep being righteous, like you will be rewarded. And um, well, what it say? I forgot. I don't know. It was basically the tough people go through the tough situations, and it makes us better. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, if I can show y'all my knees, I had seat what is it knee two knee replacements, and I got like this keloid skin, and they had to cut your skin, and when you get keloid skin, that keloid skin is tougher and it's really uh more rugged than regular skin, and so what God has given us is a keloid uh attitude and where we're tough because we go through these things where we come out tougher and we come out more resilient. So
Mhm.
God is good.
Is that one of the things like you wanted to instill in me too as a kid? Because you like over and over, like made me face my fears on the daily, no matter what it was.
Yeah, because a lot of times when we face those things that we are intimidated by, we find out once we really do it, it's not as bad as we thought it was. uh Pastor Tapley used to say, if you don't have information, you have imagination. And
Mm,
imagination can take you into some crazy, dark places. But if we go forth and face what we're afraid of, then we can see, they just like shadows in the night. You see these shadows. And then you might get up and investigate. It could be some little bitty thing throwing this big shadow. And it's really not as intimidated as we thought. And then once you do it one time, it's easier to do it the next time. Because I'm sure when you was thinking about Compton Mania, and I was looking at the clips that you have from the events. That first Compton Mania, I'm sure that the things that you're doing, I'm sure you would have said, I don't see this, I can't do this, But once you did that little step, then it got easier and easier to take the next step and the next step. So it just starts off what they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts off with the first step.
man, that was beautiful, Nana. That's crazy because things that seem so far off, if you just keep going, you'll be surprised about how many things can come with it. That's definitely been like the story over here. And like you gave me the first platform though. Every time I'm willing to try things out, I always test it with Nana. Like like Nana, talk about how inconvenient it was to have like the wrestling event, and you that time you was like locked inside of the house.
Well, that was the second one. I said the first one, the back door, you could kill. I said they don't just lock me in here, so I just went with the window. Then I went to the bathroom when it was blocked off, and so I said, okay, you know. But it was interesting to see how far Compton Mania has came in what 3 years? Yeah,
Going on 4.
four. Okay, we're going into the fourth year. Mm.
Like what is that like by me telling you, I'm like, hey Nana, we're gonna do a wrestling event out here. What was you actually thinking?
I, I don't know. I was thinking. I was thinking. I said my thought was like, I hope it won't be no problems, with the with people acting up because but this was before the pandemic,
Yep.
and my thing was like you know that's one thing I thought about, but otherwise it was just like I was thinking, are you going to have security? What? But everybody acted nice. I mean, it was a real nice event. People from down the streets came and neighbors was looking, and I was saying, this is really nice. It seems like the way the community used to be, where where neighbors kind of came together, and and the people next door, they were looking over, and it was it was quite a happy thing. Yeah.
To me, one of the dopest things too that I was kind of biased about, we had all you guys artwork everywhere. We and you guys artwork were like it made it look so intimate. It made it look like Monday Night Raw in Compton.
Yeah, yeah, it was nice because I didn't even know that your cousins like Charlene and them could draw so
Yeah,
well.
they're
And
amazing.
one of they did like the wrestlers, all of the wrestlers, and they had, and I said these really looks like these wrestlers, So I don't know if you still have those posters and things that they did, but I think
Shoot,
they were.
yeah, the wrestlers got those. Shoot. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, those were amazing. I want to show something too, real quick, before we get going even more. But then also, while I do this, what is like, I know you and Mama Ori had like a certain kind of relationship too, that you guys are really close. What are some of the things like she taught you?
Okay, Mama Ori. Mama Ori was my grandmother, everybody, and I don't. Back then, when this is one of the memories I have, and I don't know if it's negative or positive. I don't know, but I remember my Maury was on welfare, and at that time, the workers would come and visit. And I remember one time, I was a little kid, and the worker came over, but I came over to my mom. Mom, I said, Mom, can I have a dime? I want to go and buy something. That's when the carts and people would come with the ice cream, and then the fruit people would come. So I asked for a dime. My mom wouldn't give me the dime. And then I was saying, why my mom wouldn't give me that dime? And so then when the lady left and I came back in, so she said, Charlotte, that was the worker. Don't never ask me for money in front of the worker. And I said, I didn't really understand. And then years later, when I saw Claudine, I don't know if y'all saw that
Yeah, I
movie, Claudine.
remember Claudine.
And when you're kids, you don't know folk on welfare or whatever. So I saw that movie Claudine, and then when the worker was coming, they was hiding the
Iron
all of
and
the.
everything.
And I said, "Oh, that's what Mama was talking about when the worker came, talking about somebody slow."
Yeah, yeah,
But I bet so many people can identify with Claudine.
man, you ain't never lied.
That's
Yeah.
one of the memories I have. And then I have another memory when we was with all the kids be over to Mom Murray house, and she stayed in Imperial Courts. So we'd be over there in Mom Murray house, and I was the only child at home. So when my mama would buy peaches, she would buy the whole peaches, where it'd be two halves cut. And so when I would get the peaches, I could have a whole half of one, from the can, because it was only me, one kid. So all of us old Mama Maury house, Mama always sent me to get the peaches. It was gonna be for dessert. So I bought the can I have. So when the peaches came, I was waiting to get a big old hole. Mama already had took them peaches and cut them up, cut them up in so many little pieces. I said, this is even smaller than when you get it out the store. But she made the peaches stretch for everybody. So when she cooked
Man,
it all over there. She cooked this big old pot of oatmeal, and then we would have the toast with the cinnamon on it. My Maury knew how to stretch some food, and she made homemade biscuits. She could make the best homemade biscuits, and those are the thoughts I have for my grandmother, that she could take a pot and make enough food for a few or all of us, and that's one of the great memories I have of her. And she was a wrestling fan too, so
ooh,
you channel my grandmother back, because I look at you and I said, wow, if Mama Ori and Shawn had been right there together, this would really be something.
okay, okay. Thank you, babe. All right, I'm gonna show them this clip really quick, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go to ComptonMania.com to get this amazing content. Where you from?
This is what it's all about here. Team Compton versus Team World.
Wow, it's on. It's on site. Oh my goodness. It is so hard to even call this
I don't
thing.
know. This is a madhouse.
Wow.
But Triv and Shawn Black, they're back in the ring.
Wow.
Referee AJ Macias. He's
Here we
calling
go.
for the bell.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Triv holding us corner. Here comes. Wait a minute. Leapfrogs over Shawn Black. Wait.
Oh, it's spear. No.
Triv has been laid out.
Oh,
by
no.
Shawn Black spear.
There we go. Ring
And the
bell,
match
but it's
is
won.
official. Here we go. But Triv just took a spear.
Here we go. We getting order now. This is what it's all about. Oh, no.
Wait a minute. We haven't seen King Triv. King Triv is still laid out on the outside.
Right.
Sidewalk slam
Middle of
right
the ring.
there. The Kiwi Bomber goes bombs away on China. 1, 2. Come on. Oh. I only think that's my
Okay.
instinct that
We are back. Yeah. Make sure you go to ComptonMania.com. You can get that in full. This is the offer-based pay-per-view. Name your price. Woozy! And Nana, back to you. So I know when you talked about Mama Ori and her how she could stretch food. I feel that way about you too. You know how many times I said I was gonna turn this off. You know how many times you done made me fall in love with like salmon croquettes that come in the can and you got to remove that bone in the middle and that was some rice was fire. Super fire. So you got that from Mama Aura?
I really got that from Mama Jenny. Simon in the can was expensive, and so Mama would buy micro in a can. Micro is similar to Simon, but it's not as expensive. And she would make the micro patties. And so the Simon croquette over the years, I guess it got cheaper. And then too, by being a senior, when they would give you those food bags as a senior, it was a lot of Simon in those bags. So those was our stretch meals when our money was low, and we could take those Simon and make a meal, and with the rice and the salmon and just the two of us, then it made a lot. You could eat as much as you want because boys eat more than girls.
Oh yeah.
So that was our stretch meals. And you don't want your kids to have no hunger, thinking that they're poor and stuff, even if they are.
Man.
Even if we are. We know how to stretch it out. We know how to stretch a meal.
And also too, babe say I'm really spoiled because I like my oranges cut in 4ths or 8ths because of you. I like when my sandwiches, how you do you cut it from the side so they like triangles, You got to do it like Nana. Nana, you got that special touch. What kind of advice would you give somebody who, like you have like a set of talents? You can sew. You are a creator as far as like writing. You've done plays. You've done characters. Like I said, you got a slew of talents. What would your advice be for somebody who is trying to make a living and go after their dream? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, the thing about it is, it's different if you are a single person with no responsibilities, no kids or family. It's easy to feed one person. So it depends on your situation. If you're single, you can go for it. Like I used to tell you, go to Hollywood. You wanted to be a comedian, go to Hollywood and see if you can get a job there or just see what it was like. So that was cool. But what I would say, if you was a single person, go for it. If you want to go to New York, figure out a way to get there. If you want to, like if you're in LA and you want to go to Hollywood, go. If you're a married person and you have responsibilities, not even have children, you have to work it out. If you have to go to job because you have to feed those kids and things, but you could perhaps, if you wanted to be in theater, or else you could join like a weekend group or something where they do stuff on the weekend. It's always a way that you can figure out how to make your dream come true. You want to be in sports, you can figure out. Did I lose you there for a while?
No, it's just because
Okay.
I'm eating too. So I'm like, when you talking, I'm gonna just put you up there so they don't hear me chewing and stuff.
Okay. Okay. You muscle
Well, I'm
taxing
trying to
me.
do multiple things
Tax.
at once. Yeah, yeah. So that's really dope. Do you feel like sometimes as people we overthink our position? Say like you might say, I can't do this because I have to do this. Like one thing that you said was you have to keep trying to do small things like me too. Like we do church plays when I didn't know what to do. We would be in all kind of groups, like doing our own shows, creating opportunity for ourselves, not just waiting for somebody to come get us. Oh, and another thing is too, one of the times I rapped, Mama Jenny was in the house, but she couldn't come out the house. So I rapped on the porch so she can hear me
Right.
rap.
I thought about that. You should find those pictures because it looks really, yeah, you rapped on the porch so she could hear, and that was another time when it brought all the neighbors together. And I think about all these times that's showing your showmanship. And then when I think about when you guys did put on your plays and stuff, and I think about Tyrone, your cousin Tyrone, even though Tyrone have a family and stuff, he still found a way to do his acting and things like that. And that's what we have to do. We have to we have the responsibilities of a family. But when we have things that we enjoy doing and love to do, like, like you and Tyrone would do those plays and things, and you could see that when he did it, that he really got into it and stuff.
Mhm.
So I don't know how's Tyrone now. I haven't saw him in a long time, but these people in your life, and you do think about them, and
Yeah,
wondering, what's going on with them.
yeah, Tyrone, I talked to him like 2 weeks ago. He wanted us to do Surrender. We still got to do
Oh,
Surrender. We wrote this play in 2006.
right.
Um, like Hood died. It was a 3-man thing. Like we just been we tried to do it like I think 7 years ago, but it was always fun. It was always not enough time. We got to go back to this, and this is what makes Compton Mania so special too, because I never put a threshold on it. Like whatever it was, we just had to figure it out. And I think that's something that I learned, like with Compton Mania, opposed to the times where we could have been putting on shows, but there were other ways to get at things and not just one way. So that's something that you can learn, like being out there is you can't take no for an answer from an individual or something, but then you just try to ask the right questions. It's like everyone's talking about how AI is going to take over, which it's doing amazing work, but also with the AI, you got to ask it the right questions. Like if you don't ask the right questions, you won't achieve what you want to achieve because you got to ask those questions. I remember Kobe Bryant used to even talk about like dealing with basketball. He's like, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Like, why can't I? Why do I struggle here? Why do I cut off here? He talks about how one time his legs were just heavy, so he started training his legs differently, so he'll have better legs in the fourth quarter. So it's just different situations you got to ask yourself, and you have to take the smoke. And that's another thing you taught me too. Like if you take responsibility, you can actually make the change. If you don't, then it's always going to be like, well, this happened because of this. Yeah, well, What did you try to do to stop it? Well, it was just over. Like, no, you gotta try to find something, and that's what it is. You gotta just fight for what you really love.
And with every success, there's going to you're going to have haters, uh, people who want to stick a pin in your balloon, like bust your balloon. And I remember when you first got out of high school and you were just gung ho to be in evangelism, where you kids would go to the park and you would um, basically have church in the park, and how your rapping was part of telling the world about God. And I remember this preacher, and at that time you guys were like, I don't know, 18, 19. And I remember this preacher coming on just slamming you about I think it was a song you had, what was it about God?
Banging for
What
Christ.
was that song? Banging for
Banging.
Christ. And the preacher came on, he was just slamming, like banging for Christ. And I was thinking, how does at that time, I'm sure this guy was like in his 30s or something. How you gonna come and just put these kids down? And you could see how you guys was all eager for out there just rapping and having service in the park and the people coming all around. And then here come this old dude, like he was old, 30 something, ain't that old, but compared to you guys, he was like twice your age, and then putting y'all down like that. And I thought, that's what's wrong with Christianity. Because if something comes along, God, if Jesus had wanted everybody not to progress, we would be still walking in sandals. We wouldn't have cars and airplanes to get us from here to there and one place to the other. Because when it's time, different times calls for different ways to present the gospel. But anyway, I diverse. I don't know why I went to that, but I was thinking that older people get intimidated by younger folk. And even with Compton Manias, I was looking at that clip that you guys did. I think it was commercial, but I was thinking from the backyard, look where you guys have came, and I was looking at like the view of the camera looking down on the event. And I was saying how, the technology that you guys have, even in that little, the 4 years since Pennsylvania, how far you have came. And that's why, you talk about AI. We have to use all of this stuff, all of this equipment, and we can use it to the good. It don't always have to be so negative. And when you said AI, it made me think about that picture that Will Smith did so many years ago with iRobot.
iRobot.
And they said you have to ask the right questions. You're not asking the right questions. And I said, dang, we are living in the future.
It's so true. It's so true. Man, like when we did that, the performances, that was insane. Like I remember being so upset. We had a show in Carson, and I felt like it was like our worst show. I felt like, and I'm like, man, you messed up here, you disappeared, you came back. So I'm really like just frustrated. And
now, what show is that?
this was like when we used to go to the parks and stuff and do the ministry work and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I remember while we sitting there talking, it's this one guy, he pulls up and his son is in a wheelchair, and he says, hey man, my son was just laughing the whole show. I was like, yeah, I know. That's how I know he was performing terrible. He was just busting up, like, and he was like, nah, man, like my son hasn't like laughed or smiled in a while because it was the injury that got him inside the wheelchair. So to bring that joy to somebody else, it made me like think different about the craft. Because more so at that point, you know, you a young guy, you really like, I wouldn't say cocky because I had low self-esteem too. I would say you just pride your way in your work. And you know, I wanted to emulate the way how like my heroes, Kobe, was into his craft. I wanted to be into my craft. And I just remember feeling disgusted. But after having that conversation, it was just like, wow, you were able to make somebody else feel a different kind of way. And those moments like that, you never ever forget. And I think too,
Yeah.
that's what makes it easier now too, because it's more refined. Like you'd have been through a lot of other stuff. So you just like, you know what? It's just a part of the game, you know?
And then too, that tough skin,
Yeah.
the keloid skin on you, and those things that would stop you, or something somebody would say that would just stop you in your flow. It just rolls off now. It just rolls off. And that's what life should be. Life should get to the point where you become unstoppable. You know, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, that happened, but that's not gonna slow me down, or that's not gonna make me not do it again. I'm gonna try. But what was the thing about
I
the
remember
light
too
bulb?
talking the who? The light bug?
How many times that they tried to perfect it and it didn't work, but they kept trying. And look what we got now, all these lights. There are lights everywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And also too, I wanted to talk about how you taught me to consider the source. Do you remember that? I was
Consider the
like,
what?
consider the source. So basically I was like, yeah, I was so upset. I don't even remember what it was. I was so upset about something. And I'm like, so and so said this. And you was like, Shawn, you got to consider the source. Where did it come from? Who cares? What value does that make? Like, what does that stop? Like, you know, like you are like a champion of words. You know how to make a person feel like a champion. Like, Nana, you are the queen motivator.
Well, and then you have to realize that people can get jealous without even realizing they're jealous. You know, uh, sometimes people put you down not because you didn't do something good. It's that they look at you and they say, I wish I could do that, or I want to do that, but I don't have the whatever to do it. And then instead of coming up and say, you know what, you did a great job, I would like to do that, they'll say, no, he's so and so and so and so, or you didn't do that right, or you didn't make that step good. And you have to realize that you have to see behind the motives. And then, like, sometimes you just have to forgive them and pray for them and move on. When Jesus on the cross, what did he say? He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. A lot of people don't realize that negativity is coming from a dark place within, and they don't realize that is even there. So a lot of times we just have to, just have a forgiving spirit and love humanity and love that person, even when they're beyond love. Like in my writing, you hear people, it could be a child, and they can say, I love my child, but I don't like my child. My child do this or do that. And that could be a mother talking or a father talking about a child. So it's like we cannot let those negative events or thoughts or words stop us. You have to keep going. And you got to believe in yourself. You got to
Right.
believe in yourself.
How important is it um to have God in your life?
primary. If it wasn't for God in my life right now, I think I think I would be dead. I really do. Because COVID hit me so hard when I caught it. I think I would have gave up, because it was devastating, and I'm still having long-term effects from COVID. But if it wasn't for the Lord in my life, I don't know, I would have gave up. People have disappointed me, but God has never disappointed me. I thought He did. Like I was saying, I woke up and I was asking God, like, what's going on? Ain't I your child? But He goes and shows me over and over again. He is. It's like I used to hear preachers say, you don't supposed to ask God why. You ain't, and I'll be saying, you know what? I ask God why, and He don't get mad with me like folk will, like people will. You ask them, some parent, they say, the preachers even said, don't do as I do as I say. Well, if you was doing the right thing, how come I couldn't do what you was doing? So man has a lot of hang-ups, but God don't. So if God went in my life, I don't know, I'll be a messed up person.
That's deep. That's real deep. Yeah. That's really good. Okay. Dang, it was something else I was gonna ask.
You heard of a pen and paper?
Huh? Oh yeah.
You heard of paper?
Yeah. I heard of a pen and a paper, but I was also eating. A pen and a paper means if I could have wrote it down. But so so the thing is this. What's the best way for somebody to be the best version of themselves?
Oh, I guess trust yourself. Trust yourself and believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do believe you put God first.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's like your biggest hope for all your grandkids?
To be happy. To be happy in whatever respect they want, to follow their dreams, to fall in love, to be their own person. And that's why for all of them.
I know you said you always wanted to go to New York. Like
Right.
what time, like what season would you like to go to New York? The winter, the summer, the spring, or the fall?
I'm thinking maybe the spring. Because the spring will be like, it won't be too hot, it won't be too cold. I know because they say it snows in New York. So I'm thinking spring. I want to see the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, what is that, Central Park, all those things that you see in the movies, And I wanted, these are places in London. I want to go to London, and I want to see like Queen Victoria, and they said her husband have his own museum, and stuff like that. I think England is just fascinating. And Paris, I want to go to Paris and see the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and Ireland. I wanted to go to Ireland and see the green grasses of Ireland. But one thing that I never wanted to do, and I kind of felt ashamed, I never wanted to go to Africa. They said, and then I hear folks say, you need to go to Africa. And I said, I never wanted to go to Africa. Strange, huh?
That ain't strange. I mean, different people want to go different places. My whole thing is them loose monkeys. I don't want to be walking around and the monkeys can run up on you, and I don't want to go nowhere where them loose monkeys is at, where they could just jump on you. And
they said that's in India and places like that. That's in Africa.
yeah, they have some of them in Africa. They just be I'm like, heck no. I'll be running from them little suckers. Can you imagine? And they said they'll tear your butt up, boy. Them little suckers will tear your butt up. They be stealing people's phones and stuff.
Oh, if you don't mess with them, they'll mess with you. I don't know.
Well,
I
they're
never
right,
worried about
huh?
I never worried about monkeys in my life.
Don't want to start neither. Huh? That's what it is. Like, how do you deal with one of them? Like, there's no way, no way. That's wild, man. I do want to go to New York too. But for sure, man. I think this has been a really good situation. I think I'm gonna show them another little view of the where you from before we get up out of here. And one second, let me show y'all. Make sure y'all go to ComptonMania.com, name your price, and you will get to see where you from. I'm getting used to doing this thing. We
Already. I just got a chill that came over my body. She's doing this for the ancestors. She calls on the powers for them. Look at them. I don't know if these people in the ring are ready for the maniacal Madam PJ Laurier. And PJ is in the ring. And there we go right there. And there we go. PJ's in the ring. Putting work. Wait a minute. Irish whip on Ada. Wait, Ada goes into the ropes. Come back. Oh! PJ's ready to do damage.
It just
on
got
the
super
hardcore
cold out here. Oh,
wait a minute. Madam PJ's a master of dark arts, practicing her voodoo spell.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh! Wait a minute. Voodoo she do. Oh my God!
Rosie, what?
wow.
Oh, voodoo. That reminds me of that little thing we used to do. Can you remember?
Which one?
You remind me of a man. You don't remember it, huh? Okay. Well, we'll have to bring it back to your memory.
How it go?
Well, if you don't remember it, then you can't do it. Well, I would say, you remind me of a man. You would say, what man? I said, man, you can remember. So anyway, we'll do it another time.
You remind me of a man. What man? The man from Galilee?
Okay.
That ain't it. That ain't it. Yeah, did I miss the mark that far?
No, I'll bring it to your memory.
All right.
Okay, what man? Man with the power. What power? The power of hoodoo. Hoodoo, you do what? Remind me of a man. You don't remember that one that we used to do? Okay, so we have to do it.
We need to learn that so we can make that our thing again.
Okay.
For real, I'm serious. Like we gotta practice this so we can do it. That'll be hard, Nana. I really do not remember.
That's from another movie with what was that, the movie star? Anyway, long time ago, another movie. You can tell I like to watch movies, huh?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay, and since we on this point, before we leave, what is a show or a movie you recommend people to watch?
Like current? I mean, I haven't been watching anything current. All of my movies are like old. But one of the ones that really stands out. Oh, the recent movie was that Woman Warrior. It was on Netflix.
Xena?
Woman King.
Oh, Woman King. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. But the one that really stands off is like The Color Purple. The Color Purple would come on, and I'll start watching the kids. They playing. Next thing I know, I'm there for 2 hours watching The Color Purple.
You told Hoppo to beat me. All my life I has to fight.
Yeah, so that movie really had a profound influence on me. And another movie was Psycho, the original Psycho.
Mm.
I could every time I'll be in a house by myself and I was going to take a shower, I checked all the windows. I checked when I went into the bathroom. I made sure the door was locked. That had a sound effect on me, Psycho.
That's wild. Well, Nana, any final remarks you want to leave to people?
Well, I have this this thing that I painted on back over here, and it says, "Be you," and that's all you can be is to be you. You can't be nobody else, but just take it one day at a time and be you.
Wow, that's beautiful. Is there any way you can pick the art up, or it
Oh, well,
can?
see,
Yeah,
you can see it.
yeah. Let's see your beautiful work.
Oh, I got it. Ah, I got to peel it off the wall, y'all.
If you got to do all that, I ain't
I
trying
done did it. Now don't stop me. Now I done did it. I don't know if you can see it. It
to
says,
slide it up.
Be you."
Wow,
And I do
that's gorgeous.
from one of those books. Another thing I do is like help me to keep my mind sane as I just do this old people art. And I just do these complicated little stuff to keep
Wow.
my mind, different stuff like that. So this one here I like so much, I just pulled it off and I put it on the wall so I remind myself to be me. That's it.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's your man Deshaun Showtime Watkins. Thank you for tuning in for episode 2 of Nana and Shawn. Tune in next week. We'll have some more adventures for you. I think too it'd be dope. You guys could always ask Nana some questions. Maybe even get her to react to certain videos and stuff of what's going on. But we'll keep it rocking. All love. It's your man. We out. Wait, like, subscribe, share, tell somebody, hit the dingly thing. And so you connected to everything. And remember, go to ComptonMania.com to go and get Where You From. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you in you know what? Hold
Peace
on.
out.
Let's see something. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I'm gonna leave y'all with some footage and rock out to. You know what? Nah, go to ComptonMania.com. We out of here. Peace.